Hey there, and welcome back to our continuing coverage from Dice Tower Con 2018. A Dice Tower Con to remember.
Is that the new logo for a Dice Tower Con?
It's our prom shirts.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Dice Tower Under the Sea.
Yeah. Can we please let's make those shirts?
How many Under the Sea proms are there? Could they not come up with something original?
I don't know. Yeah.
Ours was like Shangri-La. It was like the Chinese theme or the Under the Sea theme.
Huh? Ours was Good Luck to You.
I don't remember that song.
Well, anyway, hopefully you'll remember some stuff about Grim Forest and other things that you have going on in your life, because as the announcer is cueing us to let us know that we are joined by James Hudson from Druid City Games. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, and so we got a few things that we're going to chat about.
Sure.
And but let's start with the prettiest thing on the table here, Grim Forest.
Oh, I thought it was me.
Well, it's a close.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, setting expectations.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
Now we're going to hit a home run. Yeah. So obviously this is Grim Forest, and we've gushed about quite often the component quality and the presentation of the art, because Mr. Cuddington, who did Santorini, Steampunk Rally, Brass, the Grim Forest, they're super talented, and they really did a fantastic job of just bringing this Grim Forest world alive and kind of giving it a new spin. And I think that's one of the things most people are excited about, is that it's accessible to everyone, not just Three Little Pigs.
So even though it maybe look and sound like a children's game, it's one of those things adults also really enjoy.
You know, that was Tom even brought that up this week in Board Game Breakfast. He was talking about, I guess he gave top 5 kids games, that this has been a fantastic year for kids games, but he specifically mentioned about the Grim Forest that it was a game that, while it's accessible to kids, he enjoys playing it, and gamers can enjoy playing it, because there are some fun combinations that you're trying to put together.
I want to come back to that real quick. There's some things I want to discuss with that. But before, just in case there's anyone watching who's not familiar with Grim Forest, why don't you give us just the 10,000-foot overview of the game concepts, kind of show how it plays, what it's about.
So the Three Little Pigs have retired, and we are descendants of the Three Little Pigs. The kingdom needs new builders. So we're tasked with building 3 houses. So the end game is someone builds 3 houses, that triggers the end of the game. You want to build the sturdiest houses possible. So you got to have the resources to do that. So you're going to go out onto the fields, the forest, the brickyard, and the market to collect resources. If someone goes to the fields by themselves, they're going to get all of that resource. If multiple people go there, then they have to split them.
Do they build up if no one goes there?
If no one goes there, they keep piling up, making the next selection of where you might go juicy. So you're going to take your gather cards, and you're going to choose secretly. It's a hidden action selection of where you want to go. It's like, oh, we all went to the forest because it was juicy. No, that we did not script that. That's awesome.
No.
And so you have some of those type of moments. So that's simple enough, right? Get those resources, and they relate to the houses that you can build. So you got the wood floors and the wood walls for your log cabin, and even the roof. And so you can build the 3 different house types.
Cool.
But where it gets gamery is the Fable cards here, and they have different combinations of things that you have happen based off if you're with other players or alone. So you're really looking around the board, looking at what people are building, and trying to deduce where you think you can get the best combo with what you have. Then there's also friends that come from the forest that will come down to your player board, and they add ongoing powers that give you certain advantages. Like the Evil Queen lets you look at someone's card or Fable before you get to choose what you're going to do. So I can see where Marty's going to go, but I don't know what he's coupled that with. So people tend to get her out of people's hands because she's super powerful.
Do the friends stick around with you after when you play them?
So this is one of the things that's been highly discussed as far as the friend mechanic and how they come into your hand and how they exit. So if Marty did get this card, on my turn, if I drew a friend card, I can choose to keep my Cinderella, or I can force Marty to take it and discard his Evil Queen. So he's not completely out, but I can make him change his strategy.
That's nice. So if Marty does have a card that's seen as being very powerful, especially in his situation he's in, you don't have those games where he's locked in with it and
he's just running away with the whole time.
Or it's not one of those really stab your buddy in the back where you take their friend and then they're gone. It's like it's just not as good, but you still got something.
That's nice. That's a nice balance.
And now there is a lot of there is a good bit of take that in the Fable cards. So you know, if you're desperately against take that, then we do have some BGG variants where you can remove some of the cards and kind of soften that a bit. And there's also another variant if you're playing with younger kids that can get upset if they get take that upsets the kids. There's a variant to kind of make your deck perfect for that sort of thing. So
now, you have these really nice sculpts for the player pieces, but I see these other pieces on the board. What are those for?
yeah, so in this Fable deck, there are monster cards, and so like if this forest was getting all juicy with all kind of good stuff going on, you might want to send one of your friendly, the friendly dragon over to that area, and any players caught there, there's usually different effects based off if it's the giant, the dragon, the bridge troll, a wolf, the big bad wolf. There's a lot of different combinations of how that can work.
Okay.
So,
And so what does flooding the dragon there, is it going to give you benefits even though you are not sending yourself there?
it depends on the monster. The dragon's really just mean.
Okay.
But you've got the bridge troll. He takes half the resources that someone else collects. So you could send him, let's say, over to the forest because it's looking good and you think someone's going to go there.
Okay.
And you yourself could go over to the fields and just try to collect there. So you can get some really good combinations of different things.
Nice. So you can actually kind of strategize your resources coming in based on what kind of friends you can have or monsters you can have helping you.
The game plays a little bit different at 2-player versus 4. At 4, it's a little bit more chaos. There's a lot of these fables start kicking in and can change strategies. And 2 players more cat and mouse. I'm really trying to get into your head on where we're going and what we're doing. So,
And what's the ultimate goal of the game?
build 3 houses. So once someone builds the 3rd house, that triggers the end of the game. And at that point, if I've also built my 3rd house, then it's who built the sturdiest of the 3 houses.
With, I guess, the brick being the strongest down to the straw.
The big bad wolf can't come and blow down the brick houses.
I remember that story.
and
He huffed and he puffed.
And he
Whoa,
blew the house.
spoilers.
Oh, I'm sorry, you
Yeah.
haven't seen it yet. My bad.
So, speaking of spoilers, let's return now to what you were saying. Tom was saying about this just the other day on Board Game Breakfast.
Yeah, so it started off with one of those things where it's like he really raved about the component quality. We have game tray inserts so that the game's easy to set up. It has good organization where everything has its place, and the presentation of the game it was something we wanted to draw people in. We really wanted to oh, what is this? I want to play it.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to use it to get my non-gamer friends to come play because fairy tales are easy, right? Everybody has access to those and has memories of those. So. And then from there, it was one of those things where Tom said he enjoys playing it because of the gamer combinations and that there is enough going on to make it interesting. Because, there's some kid games that we play that we just feel like we need to play because we just want to play games with our kids.
Yeah.
And there's some that you don't really mind playing. They're more enjoyable.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You mentioned like the text on the cards and stuff, and that reminded me of when my daughter, who's 11 now, when she turned 6.
Sure.
One of the first games that's when I started to introduce her to hobby board games, and one of the first games we played was King of Tokyo because big chunky dice, big standees, not many components, but it has the cards with the special abilities that have text.
Right.
But even at 6 years old, she couldn't really fully read the cards yet, but she got used to the artwork, and as soon as she saw the art, she could play it just by memorizing that, and it worked. And I would imagine that this was kind of a similar vein then. Younger kids can play. It's still accessible because even though there's the text, they can still kind of remember what the cards do.
Absolutely.
And the game,
We do also have them split up in basic and advanced, so you can remove the advanced cards if you've got younger kids.
Nice.
So that helps too. Yep.
That's very nice.
And this game is, it's been out, what? You kickstarted, it's been out about a year now?
It actually just retailed in February, so it's only been
Retailed
out.
in February, okay.
We just broke the top 1,000 on BGG, so that's like when there's 100,000 games on there. It's a pretty big deal.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
top
that's a
1%.
pretty big deal.
Yeah.
It's number 12 on the children's ranking and
Wow.
208 on family. So
That's
So
fantastic.
I know it was once a Kickstarter, but now it's out there. You can easily get it
yeah,
now.
it's everywhere. It's
And what's the MSRP on it? Because this is a gorgeous game.
It's $49.
$49.
Wow.
That's a lot of
Wow.
chunky, nice stuff for $49.
Uh-huh.
My favorite part about the chunky nice stuff is seeing fans paint these up because
Oh yeah.
it's a pretty good size miniature and just people taking it like someone painted the dragon in black and purple and Maleficent.
Okay.
I saw somebody paint this bridge troll purple for Thanos, and they painted an Infinity Gauntlet on him.
That is
And
awesome.
his abilities, he takes half the resources. So yeah, it's fun stuff. It's just fun stuff.
I have a question about the price point and everything. Was the success of the Kickstarter campaign one of the things that helped to establish the overall final retail price point, or did that have any effect at all?
Well, it was already set before.
Okay.
But we also did not have game trays, and that was not a stretch goal. But once we were making the game, I got the initial insert, and I'm a gamer. I'm like you guys. I have hundreds of board games. I love playing board games, and it was a dumpster fire. It was garbage. And I was like, I'm not putting this in my game. And so because of the success of the Kickstarter, it allowed us to go back and get with Noah at Game Trays and say, let's design this, let's invest this money. I think everybody's going to really enjoy it. And so it didn't matter on that side of things,
but it allowed
us to have more leeway on the back end.
Nice. That's really nice.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned, you're a gamer.
Yep.
You're a designer. You have your own YouTube channel. You're a vlogger, YouTuber. You basically are one of those people that drives me crazy because you can do a little bit of everything and you do it so well.
No, I do a lot of things poorly and nothing very well.
Nothing that we don't see those things apparently. But,
yeah, well.
but you also, though, speaking of new things that you're doing, now you recently announced that you're starting a new position with Skybound.
Correct. Yes.
So tell us about what this means for you.
So Druid City Games is becoming an imprint under Skybound, and so we're going to essentially be a design studio. We'll still do our Kickstarters, and we'll still have our brand of games that come out through that. But Skybound is actually The Walking Dead. It's Robert Kirkman's company.
Okay.
So it's all the comics. They've got tons of IPs. They're in TV and film, PC, console games, all kinds of fun stuff. VR, AR, and we're gonna do some fun stuff that intermixes those worlds with board games. So we're really hoping to I'm gonna come in and really help make more board games. They've had Super Fight for a few years, so they've had a couple of party games, but we're gonna dive deep into the niche hobby of board gaming, and I'm really excited.
So is the idea to take some of those licensed products and make board games out
Absolutely.
of those? Or will you also still be able to come out with something like this that has nothing to do with any of those
Absolutely,
licenses?
yes. It's going to be both. And so in the next few months, we've got Tidal Blades coming to Kickstarter, which is working with David and Lena again. It's a really fun story. They're actually, either today or tomorrow, if you go into BGG, they're going to release a designer diary to introduce the world and talk about, so them being artists, I don't want to say they were retired, but they wanted to create something. They didn't want to take another order of, I need to make a Grim Farce game, or I need to make brass. They wanted to create something. And so I went to them and took them 2 designs that we'd been working on and said, make me something. And they were like, really? Seriously? It's like, just come up with a narrative, do your thing. You guys are super talented, go to work. And so Tidal Blades is like this, people have been comparing it to like Final Fantasy, kind of Chrono Cross. It's a high fantasy water world situation with humans, and I never get this word right, anamorphic, and
anamorphic, where something has
crocodiles,
animalistic-
human.
Yeah. We're still trying to figure out how to pronounce Caribe Royale, the name of the hotel we're in. So you're off the hook.
Okay.
And Coimbra.
Coimbra. Yeah. No, I still can't say Lagrange, so that's just what it is. It is what it is. So, so that's it's been fun to watch them really they're making all kind of concept art, and they're really fueled by this process.
You're able to just let them go crazy with it.
So they're building this world, but what type of game is coming out of that?
So it's going to be the heaviest game that we've done so far. It is worker placement, dice, chunking. It's I would say Champions of Midgard with a little bit heavier rating.
Oh wow!
So it's going to be kind of that middle of the road. It's not Lisboa, but it's also not Stone Age. Somewhere in between.
Oh, nice.
Neat.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
worker placement is my favorite. So
yeah, same here. And it's all going to be within this world that you are.
It is. And then we have a second game that we're working on with John Gilmore that's going to be a dungeon crawl in the world that goes into the deep narrative.
Oh, but in the same universe.
In the same exact, in the first game, you're building up your Tidal Blades. It's actually a type of warrior.
Okay.
And they're training and becoming Tidal Blades. And in the second game, you're going and solving this mystery that has happened to this world.
Okay. Oh. And can you talk about any of the games that you're going to be working on when this merger's complete? Or maybe some of the licenses you'll be working on?
So one of the ones we're working on obviously is Walking Dead. There's already been a couple Walking Dead games, but they were, So we're working on some more.
I know what you mean.
Gamer-based. Good designers are working on games tied into these worlds, and so. Again, working with John Gilmore on a couple games, and I don't think I'm allowed to say anything more than that, so I'll just do that.
Sure.
But Manifest Destiny, so there's tons of great graphic novels in their lineup. Manifest Destiny is Lois and Clark Go West, and they don't find.
Oh, I read the comic.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah,
then
it
you know.
is. Did you say Lois and Clark?
Lois and Clark.
Because I was like, Superman goes to the west.
and
Lewis
takes
and Clark.
Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark, but it's an alternative history story.
Yes.
Where they go into the west, but what they find is like monsters and weird stuff. It is a really good comic if you haven't read it.
So yeah, we're gonna make some board games for that.
That's exciting because there's a lot you can do with like exploration and all that sort of stuff. And with The Walking Dead, is it the comic or the TV show?
It's the comic. AMC is the TV show.
But this is
Skybound is the comic.
Got it.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So, man, there's literally so many. And I'm going blank. Invincible is like a fantastic superhero set that's very different than the Marvel DC world. So if you like superheroes, Invincible.
And I think it actually came out before Walking Dead.
It did.
It's one of his early titles.
It did, and it's actually getting a movie, and it's getting a. I'm going to stop talking. It's getting something else. I'm not sure what all I'm allowed to say. I'm in a new world for me. Alabama kid goes to LA and they're like, you got all these rules and all these things, and I'm like, you better make me sign NDAs because I'll just start talking.
Well, actually, you know what? That's going to segue very nicely into our next little segment we're going to do together because Marty has prepared something in which I'm not going to know what he's talking about.
Yes. So you said you're from Alabama?
Roll Tide.
That's okay. Just so you'll know, anytime you say Alabama, there must be two words that come after. I guess unless you're an Auburn fan.
But really, no. They say War Eagle. What is even a War Eagle? That's not a real thing.
I'm already lost.
Here comes all the hate mail.
Bring
it. Bring your hate mail. It's going to go to them anyway.
So you're from Alabama. I'm from North Carolina. And for people who may not know, in the southern United States, we have our own dialect, our own vocabulary, which a lot of other people may not understand. Chaz is from the Pacific Northwest, Oregon, I believe.
Yep.
And you're getting ready to move out to LA.
That's right.
Los Angeles.
That's
and
right.
So they may be hearing things that you say that they might understand.
That's correct.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little quiz.
Oh.
I have some southern sayings and expressions that I'm going to say, and Chaz, I'm going to see if you know what they are.
Wonderful. And this is going to give you an example of what's going to happen to you when you go to LA.
Yes.
Except flipped. And then if you don't know, then we can help explain what these are to you, okay?
You're my lifeline. You're going to be...
Now here's the thing. Some of these I thought were pretty obvious. So some of these are like, that's not a southern saying. Everybody says that. And if that's the case, so be it.
Hopefully we've infected the world with our...
That's true.
Right?
That's true. Because the southern is the Queen's English. Linguists out there know what I'm talking about. Southern accent is closest to English accent.
Is it?
Yep.
That's official because Marty
Well, it's
said
just
it.
like, just saying. Go look it up. There's a whole YouTube thing on it. All right, here we go. You ready?
Do you have a general idea of how many there are going to be?
1, 2. Well, I can give you a specific. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 15.
So around 15.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
No. But okay.
A mind to.
A mind to.
Yeah, like I have a mind to slap you upside the head.
Okay. Now, okay. Before I start to answer this and puzzle it out, I just want to know: do you know what this refers to?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. So a mind. Okay, this one seems like it's pretty straightforward to me. I got a mind.
Some of these are easy.
Okay. So I'm going to try not to overthink this one because when it comes, hey, not overthinking, my specialty. So I would imagine that's just something you're planning to do, something that in response, almost a threat in a way, but something you're planning to do because you've got a mind to do it. There you go.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Ding! Ooh.
Next one.
I'm sound effects.
Cool. Being ugly.
Okay, that's a phrase in addition to just being ugly. That's has a canonical linguistic
Big words.
meme.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Is that like just being a jerk, misbehaving? I mean, it's got to be something. Oh,
Nice job.
I'll stop while I'm ahead and stop explaining.
Yeah.
Like I said, some of these are pretty obvious, but again.
I will tell you, I have never heard that.
Really?
You never heard the word being ugly?
I've heard a mind to, but just because it's always just been general.
Let me tell you. Probably both of our parents. I got told a lot when I was a kid, you're being ugly.
Stop being ugly.
Stop being ugly.
Stop being ugly.
Wow. Yeah. Never
James
once.
Matthew Hudson, stop being ugly. Jerk a nut. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Not once. Never
Being
once
ugly.
have I heard that one.
Bless your heart.
Oh, Okay.
Now, you may know this because I think I probably told you before.
I think so,
but-
yes, because I did hear just recently the definition of what this really means.
Okay.
And I think it was from
And
your show.
this is a very popular Southern term. Somebody say something to you and they may go, well, bless your heart.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm assuming this is a given for you knowing this one. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, I don't hear this one hardly at all. This is not part of the language, the linguistic environment of where I am in the Pacific Northwest. But from my understanding, that's when you are basically telling someone almost a pity type of thing. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's nice. That's so cute type of thing. Bless your heart. You're super wrong and you don't realize it, but bless your heart. Is that?
I'm gonna give that a ding.
Yeah, you want to give it a little more detail?
Well, there's a couple of uses of this too, right?
Yes.
It's also when you're prepping to just lay down some nasty gossip about somebody. So it's like,
okay.
bless her heart, she can't help it, but she's blah, 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 or whatever, right?
Okay, all right. It's kind of a precursor to, I'm about to say something really bad.
Yeah.
But, okay. It's kind of like the blah, 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 but.
Right.
Okay, okay. Okay.
And there's also just you may say something for a while and you go, bless your heart. I mean, so it's like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you might be going through a hard time and you can still use it in the, bless your heart.
Yeah.
So it just depends on your inflection.
It's how it's given
Wow.
and used
Bless
in
your
context.
heart, that just sounds terrible.
Yeah,
Oh,
now
okay,
that's
so-
okay. That is like, seriously, I hope everything's okay.
Wow, okay,
Yeah.
so we have multiple uses.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right, next, britches.
Riches?
Britches.
Oh, britches. Oh, well, okay. Okay, again, I've heard this one but not often. But of all of them so far, this is probably the one I've heard most often.
Okay.
Britches, I mean, that's just got to be the seat of your pants, pretty much. Ding! All right.
Cattywampus.
How many more are there on this list?
And you feel free to guess in the chat.
Yeah.
Cattywampus.
Okay, and again, what's your familiarity level?
Oh, I've used this word. There you go.
Okay. So cattywampus. Okay, well that's got to be like our good friend discombobulated that I used earlier today. That's got to be off kilter, akimbo, skewed. It's just something not quite right. Ding.
That's actually
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
All right.
that's good. That's good.
Catty cornered.
Now you're throwing me off because is this actually a Southern phrase? I mean, catty corner's diagonal, isn't it? Or across the street.
See, that's the one too that I thought. But yeah, it's one of those things. I actually did research on this. What Southern phrases that aren't popular around the other place? Catty corner was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just diagonal.
Okay, yeah, that one out of all of you've mentioned so far, that's the one I've heard and used most often.
Okay.
All right.
So,
How many have got left?
I don't know, 6 or 7.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I give them the proper amount of mental stew.
Okay. All right. So, you go into a restaurant and you say, "I would like to get a Coke." What might you get?
Oh no! Okay, you're bringing out the big guns now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, where in the United States am I when I ask for a Coke?
Just somewhere in the South.
In the South. Okay. I imagine. I can never keep this straight, and this is totally different from where in my location. I think that when you go into a restaurant in the South and order a Coke, that could mean you're going to get any beverage, any carbonated sugared beverage. Is it? I mean, Coke.
It means you're going to get a Coca-Cola Classic, sir.
Oh, is that what?
That's what you asked for.
Oh, it is specific to a Coke.
Now
Yes.
hold on. This is where I think I agree with him. So where I grew up in the South,
All
a
right.
Coke could be anything. What kind of Coke you want? Do you want a light Coke or a dark Coke?
Yeah.
A light was being Sprite.
Okay.
Dark Coke was a regular Coke.
Nah.
So that's different between North Carolina and Alabama then, because a Coke.
And I know as you travel west, you go from the Coke zone to the soda zone to the pop zone.
Pop's that weird little pocket
Yeah.
up around the
where-
Great Lakes.
Well,
You
and
got the
also
pocket.
Pacific Northwest. That's pop. West Coast. is
Okay,
pop.
okay,
Yep.
all right.
I think soda's Midwest. I think.
And by the way, I just say soft drink at this point. I just got to give me a soft drink, and we'll go from there.
But when they do that, do they not turn around and ask you, well, what?
Oh yeah,
kind?
yeah, they do. But I just
you just tell them what
but,
you want,
no,
man.
but some people
Mountain
reference.
Dew.
Yeah, there you go.
Some people reference all carbonated beverages as Cokes.
Yes, I have
There's
heard that.
less people doing that, so I just
Okay.
say soft drink now, just keep it clear. Okay, this was one of those I don't think is a Southern thing, but they said it was. I was going to check.
Okay.
But some of these are just tests.
Okay.
Commode.
Oh, that's very interesting. Now, when I was in, I believe, the summer between kindergarten and first grade, my family was moving, and so the place we were moving to wasn't ready yet or something, so we spent the summer in this apartment complex. And the manager of the apartment complex was, I don't know where he was from. He wasn't local. So, and again, kindergarten, first grade, I don't know if his accent or whatever meant he was from a distant land or maybe just the south.
Distant land.
But I remember one day we were having problems with an appliance in our apartment.
Sure.
And we came home to find a note from the landlord. He had written, "I'm sorry, your commode is still broken." And we're like, what is the commode when our toilet is broken? So it's got to be toilet.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
All right.
So that's not a thing that's normal.
No,
Commode?
no. Commode is almost, where I'm from, commode is almost, if you like are saying toilet too often and you want to find a different word, you'll throw that into the mix because it's just,
Interesting.
yeah, it's a synonym.
All right. Fixin' to.
Fixin' to, okay. Well, this is another one that seems super straightforward to me. So I'm going to just go with the obvious answer. Something you're, okay, well, before I answer, your familiarity level?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Something you're planning to do?
That's it. That's one of those two that was.
Wait, earlier when you went with a mind to, I instantly thought, well, I always use fixing to. I'm fixing to go down to the store. I'm fixing to go over here and work on this, whatever.
I will say, even though I am familiar with it, I don't think me or anyone that I know locally really says it very much. I'd say more just gonna go or gonna go do that. It's gonna go do that.
About to.
Oh no, yeah.
No, not
No,
that.
no, about
no,
to. No.
All right. Hissy.
HISSY?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this one I think I heard more when I was a kid a little bit. This would be, I'm thinking, like when you're pitching a fit. Like a temper tantrum. Yep, hissy fit. Okay.
Now this next one here, I put on the list because some of these I came up with as I was driving down from North Carolina.
Okay.
And I went around the car, my whole family came to this, and it's like, there's no way this is a Southern term. This should be like everywhere, okay? A pitcher. P-I-T-C-A, but not what's on a baseball team.
Okay. Before we go into this, I want a little bit of my gauging level here. What's your level of usage? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if it's not a baseball mound guy,
Right.
pitcher's got to be like a jug.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't understand why that was considered a Southern term.
That's weird.
So that was almost a test to go, is this list correct? Because that doesn't seem right.
But I think it's paired a lot with like a pitcher of sweet tea.
It is.
It comes out very Southern.
Pitcher of lemonade.
Definitely
Pitcher of tea.
Yeah.
All right. Reckon.
Okay. So I barely even need to ask. I'm assuming ubiquitous. Okay. Reckon now. Okay. This has got to be something you're planning on doing, or have a mind to do. But it's for me. And my environment I live in, just my cluster of friends and family, it'd be if you want to sound Southern, you say, I reckon to do that. I reckon so. So
Yeah.
it's definitely something that has been transplanted over, and you still know where it came from.
3 more.
Okay.
Yonder.
Oh, yonder. That's I was going to come up with something funny, but it wandered away off somewhere in the distance, off in yonder.
Yep.
See what I did there? I turned it around on you.
Over yonder.
Over yonder.
Yes, over yonder. So,
Over yonder
and
is-
that's very much when you're given directions.
Uh-huh.
Over yonder is like.
So if you want to give people not very helpful directions,
Yeah,
it's
yonder,
exactly
over
how
You
yonder.
want to go over yonder and get up there. When you get to the Shell station, you look catty corner it.
Oh, it builds on itself.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole conversation.
It's an engine builder for vernacular.
Yes.
Druthers.
Oh.
Druthers.
This is a word I have had. However, I have heard, but it's one of those words that has always felt really obscure to me. And you use it when you actually want to pick an obscure word out. So what about your level of...
This one I haven't used very much.
Okay.
So this one's even a little like I've heard it, but I don't use it regularly.
You want me to use it in a sentence?
Oh, yes.
If I had my druthers.
Yes. If I had my druthers, I would paint the house, but just...
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
not in the
my
cards.
choice.
It's not in the cards.
If I had my choice.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah.
So, all right, and the last one.
All right.
Buggy.
Buggy? Oh, yeah.
This is a thing.
It's a thing. Oh, okay. How about you?
It's
What-
not because I knew you're going to go. You're an IT guy, software guy. So not buggy like in software.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's
That's where my mind immediately
It's a
went.
physical object.
Okay. And what about you?
Oh yeah. I say it every week.
Yeah, I do too.
Every time I go this place with my children.
Yes.
Oh my word!
Yep.
Oh, you brought me right back. Okay, Okay, I was thinking baby carriage. That's what I was thinking. But just what you said.
Oh,
and again, I never would have thought this. This is a total guess. I just thought, is it a shopping cart?
It is.
That is.
Oh my word! Wait, that's the one I have never
heard that one?
never once.
My daughter loves to ride in the buggy.
Yep.
Wow.
You get a buggy. Put the buggy away.
Really?
Yeah, get
yeah.
stuff out of the buggy. Put it underneath the buggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, not once. Never.
She likes the buggy that has the little plastic car on the front,
yeah.
so she can.
She acts like she's driving.
She talks about going to Target and riding in the buggy all the time.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. No, they're just carts.
Well, Chaz, you did really good.
Well, yeah. To be fair, some of those actually, I believe, were not Southern specific.
Yeah,
but
I agree. But anyway, and of course, we were just kind of validating what you were saying, so that was still pretty good. So I don't know whether any of y'all knew some of those you did not know, but there you go. There's a little bit of Southern dialect.
you know that this means. You just made me realize you're rubbing off on me. I gotta go.
That's a good thing.
Wash your hands.
Yes, we're gonna break here.
Disinfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna go boil myself.
So James, make sure when you go to LA not to lose any of that.
I don't think you can take it away. It
Indoctrinate some of those people with
30-something years
some
old.
of the Queen's
It's
English.
The Queen's English.
And we'll go from there. So, James, thank you so much for
Thanks for
coming
having me.
on.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for showing us the games. Best of luck.
Thank you.
In your new
Yes,
venture.
thanks.
We cannot wait to see
Yeah.
what you're going to be bringing out and showing us. And will we see anything new at Gen Con from this, or is it still too soon for that?
We're definitely gonna. Tidal Blades should have a preview copy, so it's on the hotness for the BGG situation.
And are you going to be at Gen Con as well?
I will be.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Come see us.
And to wrap this up, don't forget that you can ask us questions with hashtag DTCQA. And remember, because of our last segment where Cameron from
Yellow Games
was able to answer enough questions, somebody's going to be given a $25 gift card to Cool Stuff Inc. So just send us a question using that hashtag. At the end of the day, we'll randomly pick one and they will win. We are going to take a short break. We'll be back at 4 p.m. Eastern Time to talk with Plan B Games. And at 4:30, Suzanne Sheldon herself will join us again to close out the day, and we'll answer some of those questions that you've been giving us. We'll see you again in a bit.
Take care.
Bye.